What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. It's your boy, Crazy Faith, the Son of God, in the building. Today I'm going to get ready to drop some quick value for you guys. And the topic is actually going to be the power of God's creation, which is you, right? So let's get ready. Let's dive into this. This is a really interesting topic that came to my mind today, right? The power of God's creation. So essentially, what that means is you're God's highest form of creation, right? So if you're God's highest form of creation, nothing should be controlling you, right? Nothing should be dictating your actions, right? So when I say you are God's highest form of creation, I mean nothing on the external could dictate what happens to you, right? Or how you feel about that situation because people will try to control you, right? But they don't have that power, right? Why? Because you're God's highest form of creation, right? God created you. People didn't create you. So no one should have the power to control you or manipulate you, right? Nobody has that power, right? Unless you give it to them, right? So if you're God's highest form of creation and all the strength lies within you, why are you letting that happen, right? Why are you letting that happen, right? So we came from our parents, right? But God created us, right? And the spirit that's within you is greater than the world, right? So if the spirit that's within you is greater than the world, nothing should be controlling you. That outside circumstance, they don't have control, right? I come across a lot of people that think that they can control certain people or even control me. And I'm like, okay, God, we got to pass the test, right? We got to pass that test, right? And how you pass that test is by saying, God created you. People didn't create you, so they don't have the power to control you, right? This is the things that we need to be saying to ourselves, right? God created me. So people don't have the power to control you because why? God created you. Only God can control you, right? So that's what we have to keep saying when we are in situations like, we feel like we're being controlled and we feel like people are trying to manipulate us and dictate our actions and because people want control, they lust for the power of control, but you got to remember they're not stronger than God, the person that created you. They're not stronger than him. There nobody in this earth is stronger than God, right? So we have to keep reminding ourselves when we are in situations where we are being controlled or feel like we're being controlled or someone is trying to control us, right? We have to say to ourselves, God created me. People didn't create me, right? God created you. People didn't create you. So no one gets to control you, right? And yes, we did come from our parents, right? But God used them as a vessel for you to come through to this earth. God essentially created you. He knew you before you was in your mother's womb, right? He knew you before you was born. You was created in God's image. You were not created in people's image. People don't have the power, control, and the control to control you. People don't have that control. People don't have that power to control you. Why? Because God created you. God controls you. People don't. And this is something that I was aware of, right? When I was in circumstances where people was trying to control me, I was just like, I had to reflect, like, wait, hold on. God created me. I got the strength and power of God. Nobody's stronger than God. These people don't got no power over me. So why am I letting situations dictate my actions? Why am I letting people essentially try to control me. So it's just like an awakening breakthrough, you know, an awakening breakthrough to understand that you are the son and daughter of God, and that nobody has power control over you. You're God's highest form of creation. You were created in his image. So and the spirit that's for you is greater than the world. The God's spirit that's for you is greater than anything of this world. So essentially you have the power. People don't, right? Unless you give it to them. So these are the little key things that help me break free and live in freedom till this day, right? Sometimes you have to remind yourself consistently, right? People will try to control because they want to, they lust for the power of control. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people, they like to control, but they don't know how to control themselves, right? A lot of people want control, but they don't even know how to control themselves, right? So we have to always remember that God is in control of us. People are not in control of you, right? People don't have the power to control you because God created you in his image, right? You're created in God's image. So if you're created in God's image, then you have all the power and control within you, and nobody's stronger than God, right? Nobody on earth is stronger than God, right? So you're essentially are in control of your freedom, your happiness, your peace, your joy. Nobody has that power, right? Unless you give it to them. But you have to be aware of this. You have to be, a lot of people are not aware of this, right? And that's why they're being controlled in certain situations and circumstances, right? So it's time to be a mighty hero that you are and take your control back. Take your control back. Take your power back, right? Don't give it to no one because you have the power. You keep the power. God created you. People didn't. Don't let people control you, you know? So, this is the tools that God allowed me to be aware of. And I just wanted to share it with you guys to live in freedom, right? Because who wants to live chained and bound? It's so good to be free and to express yourself without no limitations. It feels so good to be a king, to be a mighty hero, to impact, to motivate, to be your highest version without having to be tied down and bound and limit yourself for what God has for you and the vision that God has for you and the person that God wants you to be, right? We got to stop allowing these circumstances and being able to pivot and take that power, take that control back because essentially you have that control, right? You have the power, you have that mighty hero control to conduct yourself in a mighty humble way, right? So, with that being said, that was the power of God's creation, which is you, all right? So, enjoy the day, guys. Have a blessed and wonderful Thursday. It's your boy, Crazy Faith, on the way out. Let's grow.